In this video, I'm going to give you a quick tour around Patreon, right? Because I create a lot of content on YouTube and blogs, and I created Patreon because I was trying to figure out, what is it that keeps people accountable for their own learning? What is it that keeps pushing people to improve on a almost daily basis? And it's some people do it with an accountability partner. So they'll agree with someone, I'm going to do these goals, please ask me how my goals are doing and keep up to date. And I wanted to put something out there that just helped people improve. Now, one of the things I noticed was when I put a lot of stuff on YouTube, some of it gets traction, some of it doesn't. And it's usually the very obvious stuff that gets traction on YouTube. But there's a whole bunch of behind the scenes information, like how I think about testing, how we can explore things. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of some of the posts that are in here. All right, so I can't remember, we've got hundreds of posts in here now, but as you can see here, this is a video that I've just released on YouTube showing how to bypass the paste. Now I've got a scheduled post that's about to come up that goes into that in more detail for the Patreons. Shows another way of doing that and explains the risks around doing that from a technical and testing perspective and different ways of advocating to the development teams. Because I'll put out the obvious stuff on YouTube, but for the Patreons, where it's a community of people trying to seriously get better, I'll put out extra information. And I'm doing this on an almost daily basis. One of the things we've been looking at is, based on my experience, how you can talk at conferences and what the experience is like and what to do. So we've got a micro course here. I've got micro courses in Patreon. So there's a Get Your Message Out micro course that has the kit that I use, how we do blogging, how speaking at conferences is different for speakers, how you can promote your talk, how you handle feedback, handling Q&As, how to do personal debriefs. And all of this stuff is advice that I wish I had had, right? And it's things that I don't see in other presentation books. So there's a lot of content in that particular course. If you're interested in blogging or creating YouTube videos or talking at conferences, there's a lot of stuff in there. So because I've been creating so much content, what I've started to do is every month I now collate the content. So I'll look through all the content, I'll extract it, I'll create a PDF. If you're finding it hard to keep up to date on a daily basis with all the content, at the end of every month you can go into the Patreon summary, and it has links to the Patreon posts, it has the summary information, and it's a lot easier to consume offline and then jump back in. So this is something that other people on Patreon don't have, because this required me to have technical information. And then as part of Patreon, I've explained how I went through the process of interacting with Patreon, because it doesn't have an API that does this, and the different techniques and tools that I've used to do it, because that's an automated process, and the automated process has a knock-on effect of when we're actually automating application. I'm just trying to share as much as humanly possible, but the caveat is the people in here who are learning are committed to learning, and they've put some money on the line. Not a lot of money. It's 17 cents a day to get access to the content, but it's still a commitment, right? So you have to be serious about your learning when you put the money down in order to learn from this. And every time someone joins Patreon, and I've been doing this for the last couple of months, is as soon as someone joins, I send them a video welcoming them. It's a personal video. And the reminder is that it's for you to be serious about your learning and pull on it, because we also have a Discord server. So you can go into Discord and chat with me, and sometimes that'll be in real time, and sometimes they'll pick up the messages in batch. Each one of the posts you can leave comments on, and I respond to those. You can instant message me on here, and I respond to this stuff much more detailed because people have made a commitment to their learning. And it's that payment to have the ongoing daily motivation and push to continue to learn and improve yourself. And that's what I'm hoping that people get from this. That's what I get from this, right? I know that there are people out there who are serious about their learning, and I try and capture what I have learned and put it in here as much as possible. Hopefully it triggers them into learning more. And the reason I'm doing this is one of the people that I support on Patreon release daily progress of the artwork that they do. And I thought that is a serious emulation. that is demonstrating that commitment to learning, that commitment to improving and incrementally getting better at testing and technical skills. So some of the questions that I get lead on to new content because I'm trying to meet the needs of the people on here, what they need to learn, how they need to learn it. So in here you can see that I've got posts pretty much every day. The micro courses build up in parallel. We've got micro course on technical testing using JavaScript, getting your message out in blogs and conferences. I'm building up material now on test techniques. You've seen some of that on YouTube. There's stuff that's in more depth in the Patreon. Blog posts have extra videos. It's just, I'm trying to put as much as possible in here so that you can, on a daily basis, come in, find something that motivates you, learn in small chunks and go away again. And hopefully it's being directed by the community itself. That's the aim here. So just giving you some quick idea about the amount of content that is in here. And if you are serious about learning, testing, and you want that just ongoing motivation of knowing, like on a daily basis, someone else is constantly improving their testing, right? And on a daily basis, I am constantly improving my testing, constantly improving my testing skills, constantly improving my technical skills, and trying to communicate that as much as possible. And Patreon is the venue that I'm doing that. Simply because it seems like if I put this on YouTube, it's too much content, and it's too much content that not everyone is doing organic searches on, and it gets lost. Here it doesn't get lost because here it is being put forward for people who are deliberately trying to improve. So I mean, if that describes you, if you're someone who is trying to improve, that is actively working towards becoming a better tester, becoming a better technician, someone who is actively trying to constantly learn more and do better, that this hopefully will keep your motivation up. You know that you're not the only person doing it. You can try some of the things that I'm putting out. You can ask questions and I will give you the experience that I have of it. So I could keep scrolling here because there's a lot of content here, but I mean, you can try it out yourself. Like, it's $5 a month. You can drop in and out whenever you want. You gain access to this all here. If you stick in for long enough, then the content will build up and hopefully meet your needs as well. But I just wanted to give you a quick overview because it's kind of hidden, but there's a lot of good stuff in there. If you like the stuff that's on YouTube, the stuff that's in here builds on that and goes into it in much more detail. And I put things in here that I can't put on YouTube, right? Because they show how to go under the covers of other people's applications, commercial applications, and we're bypassing the APIs. And these are the exact things that you have to do in software testing from a technical perspective that you don't always encounter, that we can't blog about. But I show it in here because this is a community of people who are serious about learning and want that kind of daily accountability and push to keep going. So if that describes you, experiment, sign up, and see how you get on.